Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Abel, I'm here with Abel Spirit to me, and I am Abel. Soham Hansaha Swāhā, which means I am breathing spirit, child of God. I am that I am. I surrender. So I'm back in the car today, and it seems like every time I'm in the car, I'm talking about Kechari because it's something that you can do so easily while you're driving and not thinking about anything in particular. So today I'm simply going to introduce the Kechari Mudra because it's so vast as far as the information out there. This really is just an introduction. How to get to stage one. That's the beginning of the process. If you guys want a very in-depth video or even presentation about all the mysticism behind Kechari, let me know and I can put it out there. And I can even recommend websites to tell you about it too. You can read leisurely. So the Kechari Mudra is part of the Hatha Yoga system, and we pronounce it Hatha in America. I've heard people say that. But in Sanskrit, there is no TH sound like th. It's the T and the H, to h. So Hatha Yoga is a part of yoga that uses physical movements to achieve energy equalization. What I mean by that is there are different vayus or airs in your body. There's the prana, the samana, the daya, and two other ones that I can't think of right now. And it's basically balancing the yin and the yang. You are using the Ida and the Pingala. Ida is on the left, kind of like on a boat. Port is a short word like left. Ida is short. Pingala is the right nostril, like starboard or right, a longer word. So if you have trouble remembering it like I do, Ida, port, short, left. Pingala, starboard, right, long. Okay, anyway, the Pingala is the masculine energy from your left brain, and the Ida is the feminine energy from your right brain. And we use different postures in Hatha Yoga, as well as Kumbhaka, which is holding your breath for certain times. Also, eventually getting to the point where you are not holding your breath, you're just not breathing. That's more advanced, and we'll talk about that too. So, Kechari Mudra. This is the very beginning. I've had a lot of people ask me how I started out. How did I get my tongue long enough? People talk about them being tongue-tied. What that means is your lingual frenulum is very tight. And that is this right here, the area right under your tongue. The tighter that is, the less movement you have in your tongue. Now, people think that you're born or blessed with having a tongue made for this. I certainly was not. I'm not one of those who can stick out my tongue and touch the bottom of my chin, or stick out my tongue and touch the top of my nose. Even though I can do stage 4 Kechari Mudra, I still can't do that. So I want you to know that they're not necessarily related, and it wasn't a genetic gift that I was born with. Okay, so the beginning of Kechari Mudra is stage 1. You are getting your tongue stretched. You're getting that frenulum stretched. So what you do is you don't put your tongue on the top of the mouth like this. You put it backwards. Sorry, it looks funny. Backwards, rolled back. And you push it as far back as you can on the top of your mouth, called the palate. And when you get back far enough, you'll feel that top of your mouth go from a solid hard to a solid soft, going from the hard palate to the soft palate. And even when you whistle or sing, you're supposed to raise that soft palate, and that helps cause resonance, in case you're any musicians out there who want to talk about that. So, the starting point of the Kechari Mudra is not stretching your tongue, pulling it out, not doing any of these other things that I have read about, and certainly not cutting it. You can cut it if you want to, like right here, but it hurts. I'm not a big fan of unnecessary pain. My technique, or I shouldn't say my technique, the technique that I found and used was very little pain. Yes, a little bit of stinging, but not bad. So you start out by curling your tongue back and pushing it up and back as hard as you can. And when you do that, you're going to start feeling some stretching right there. Really tight stretching. And don't push yourself to the point that it's annoying. Just do it for a while. My jaw is mostly closed. My teeth are almost touching, but not quite. And I'm pushing up really as hard as I can. It's like basically this. So I know you can't see in my mouth. I don't really want to show you in my mouth because it might be kind of weird. But my teeth are almost shut or shut. I have my tongue curled back and I'm pushing it backwards and up as hard as I can until it stretches right under my tongue in the front. Now, if you do this for even a couple minutes, you're going to feel the stretching. And throughout the day, you'll find that you can stretch your tongue back further and further and further. And then at nighttime, if you've been doing it throughout the day, your tongue will go back way further than it could in the morning. Now, this is the secret. When you're ready to go to bed, don't think about it. Live life normal. In the morning, try again. Try to push your tongue back. And what you're going to find is that that tissue that you stretched throughout the day has become scarred a little bit. It bunches up and it becomes tight. So when you try doing the stretching in the morning, you're going to find that it's harder, and you push through it a little bit, push through the discomfort, push through the pain a little bit, and you're going to find that that tissue that was scarring actually rips. And I know it sounds bad, but it's not bad. It's just a little tiny hairline stretch rip in that tissue. Now, that's a mucous membrane. Mucous membranes heal very fast. They have all kinds of antibiotic properties about them. So you don't have to worry about whether you're hurting yourself. You're doing just fine. Um, yeah, your mouth is an amazingly weird and self-providing structure. So the mucous membranes are not going to be hurting. You might feel a little bit of pain, some stretching there. So in the morning, when the scar tissue is starting, you stretch it again, and you're going to see some little tears. Now, I never saw any blood, nothing like that, but I would see little cracks going horizontally on that frenulum. And throughout the day, I would push a little bit more to the point that I was where I was the previous day, or even beyond that, just a tiny bit. And over time, it takes time, you'll find that that frenulum stretches more and more and more and more and more and more, to the point that your tongue actually is able to go way, way back to the uvula, which is that little thing hanging down on the top of your throat. And when you can reach to either side of the uvula with the tip of your tongue, you're ready for stage 2. Until then, don't stress about it. I do not recommend that you push your tongue back behind your uvula with your hands. When I first started doing this, I did that because I didn't know any better. And what I found was it was very, very uncomfortable. I also read somewhere that people would tell you to blow out so that your uvula would flap forward and you could push your tongue behind that. I also don't recommend this. When I do the Kechari Mudra, my soft palate, which is in the back of the mouth, is so stretched that the uvula folds backwards and up into the nasopharynx. I'm not doing the Kechari Mudra with the uvula in front of my tongue. And I can show you what I'm talking about on the camera if you want, but it's kind of weird to show you the inside of my mouth. But I'm trying to say the little floppy dangly thing that's on the back of your throat, when you do the Kechari Mudra the way that I do it, that does not come forward in front of my tongue. It gets pushed back and up. And it's like a cushioner there. It's very comfortable to have it back and up to protect the inside of your nasopharynx from your tongue. And I know this is very kind of hard to understand, but just from experience, it's much more comfortable to work on stretching the tongue, work on stretching the soft palate, versus pushing the palate forward and pushing your tongue back with your fingers. It just doesn't feel right. Makes you cry, actually. Your eyes are watering a lot. You're coughing. It's not good. Okay. I think that really about does it for stage 1. When you slowly work through it, you have a little bit of pain. It's no big deal. If you don't feel like doing it a day, don't do it. It's totally fine. Your body is amazing at recovering and at muscle memory. And I'm going to give you an example also. I took a break from Kechari Mudra for a good 6 months when I was going through this spiritual ebb, I call it. I didn't do it at all. And recently I came out of the ebb and I wanted to start doing it again, and it came back just like that. There was no reworking into it. There was no loss of progress, which is pretty amazing. Again, those mucous membranes, very stretchy and very forgiving. So give this a shot. Let me know how you are doing. I can recommend more tips. I'm going to be continuing this video series for all the different stages of the Kechari Mudra and what I have found personally to be the benefit of the Mudra. I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. You know I will. Thanks. Bye.